Kanajo to Osana Najimi ga Shubara Sugiru. Genres: comedy, harem, romance, school. The infidelity of Eita Kido's parents not only made his family fall apart, but also made him skeptic of love. Having no intention to delve into romance, Eita devotes his entire high school life to his studies in order to become a doctor. It did not take long for the beautiful and popular Masuzu Nutsukawa to notice Eita's apathy. Tired of being the object of people's affection, she asks him to pretend to be her boyfriend, and she too feels disgusted at the notion of love. Eita, however, refuses, yet Masuzu has one trick left up her sleeve: Eita's journal, and threatening to post the embarrassing content online if he does not comply. Now entangled in a fake romance with the most desired girl at school, Eita's life is turned upside down. Whether envied by his peers or receiving a confession, he must cope with his newfound relationship and all the troubles that come along with it. True Tears. Genres: drama, romance, school. Living under the same roof with the girl he has a crush on should be a dream for Shinichiro Nakagami, but the reality is closer to a nightmare. At school, Hiromi is bright, academically successful, athletic, and popular. But at home, Hiromi is a completely different person. She's cold, distant, and encased in the protective shell she's erected around herself after a painful childhood. At school, a strange girl named Itsurugi No suddenly takes an interest in Shinichiro. No loves the school's chickens, especially Raigomaru, who she's convinced can fly. Thus begins a strange relationship where Shinichiro helps No resolve her problems, even as he tries to figure out his own feelings about No, Hiromi, and his childhood friend, Ando Aiko. All the while, Shinichiro is also trying to find the key to unlock Hiromi's heart, and to finish the children's picture book he's been writing. Surprisingly, it's No who proves critical to both. Kokoro Connect. Genres: drama, romance, school. Living under the same roof with the girl he has a crush on should be a dream for Shinichiro Nakagami, but the reality is closer to a nightmare. At school, Hiromi is bright, academically successful, athletic, and popular. But at home, Hiromi is a completely different person. She's cold, distant, and encased in the protective shell she's erected around herself after a painful childhood. At school, a strange girl named Itsurugi No suddenly takes an interest in Shinichiro. No loves the school's chickens, especially Raigomaru, who she's convinced can fly. Thus begins a strange relationship where Shinichiro helps No resolve her problems, even as he tries to figure out his own feelings about No, Hiromi, and his childhood friend, Ando Aiko. All the while, Shinichiro is also trying to find the key to unlock Hiromi's heart, and to finish the children's picture book he's been writing. Surprisingly, it's No who proves critical to both. Kononaka ni Hitori. Imoto ga Iru. Genres: comedy, ecchi, harem, mystery, romance, school. Shogo Mikadono's father has just passed away, and now he must become the head of the Mikadono Group, his father's company. After completing the training to take over, there's just one other stipulation he must adhere to. He will need to find a girl he loves at his new school and marry her by the time he graduates high school. Shogo transfers to Miryun Private Academy, and it seems like he has many girls to choose from, such as Kono Saruma, the class representative, as well as his first new friend, Mayabi Kanagi, a standoffish but kind girl, Rinka Kunitachi, the student council vice president, Mei Sagara, who runs a cafe and dresses like a witch, and Monatendo, the student council president. Origa Ojusama Gaku no Shomen Sample Toshida gets Soretaken. Kamino Kagurazuka is a commoner with a fetish for men's muscles. Or at least that's the lie he must keep telling himself if he wants to keep himself out of trouble at the elite all-girls school Seiken Academy. Kidnapped by the school under the assumption that he prefers men, Kamito is made to be their commoner example, exposing the girls to both commoner and man so that the transition to the world after school is not jarring. Threatened with castration should his sexual preferences not match the school's assumptions, Kamito must keep up the facade to protect his manhood. But there are eccentric individuals around every corner who begin to make Kamito's life even more difficult. Among them are Aika Tenkubashi, a social outcast who blurts whatever comes to mind, Hakuo Shidome, a young genius, Karen Jinryu, the daughter of a samurai who is obsessed with defeating Kamito, and Raiko Asugawa, the perfect student who has delusions of marrying Kamito. Along with the commoner himself, these 4 girls make up the Commoner Club, which attempts to teach the girls more about life outside the school, while Kamito gradually learns about the odd girls surrounding him. Chuo Mujin no Fafnir. Midgar, all-girl academy, would have been notable just for the action of accepting its first and only male student, Yu Mononobe. But Midgar stands out for much more than that. It's a school exclusive to a group of girls known as D's. Each of them have extremely powerful abilities in generating dark matter and manipulating it into powerful weaponry. The D's didn't exist 25 years ago, and only appeared after a number of mysterious, destructive monsters known as dragons started appearing around the world. Strangely, just as suddenly as they appeared, they vanished. In their destructive wake, some girls started being born with symbols on their bodies and powers similar in nature to those wielded by the dragons themselves. Now, the D's attend this school, hoping to harness and utilize their powers against the dragons. Yu is their latest member and is extraordinary for being the only known male D in existence. Now, he must forge relationships with the girls around him, including his long-separated sister who attends the school as well, and work with them to investigate and eliminate the threat of the powerful dragons. Shuffle. In present times, gods and demons coexist together with humans after the door between each of these worlds has opened. Tsuchimi Rin is a normal high school student attending Verbena Academy, spending his days living peacefully with his childhood friend Kade. Unexpectedly, one day the King of Gods, the King of Demons, and their families move in to be Rin's next-door neighbors. Apparently, the daughter of the god Sia and the daughter of the demons Narine are both deeply in love with Rin after having met him in the past. Along with his playful friendship with upperclassman Asa and his encounter with the silent but cute Primula, Rin has much on his hands dealing with the affections of each of these girls. Based on the Eroge by Naval. Hajimete no Gal. Following a prank pulled by his perverse friends, Junichi Hashiba asks a gal out in an attempt to change the fact that he's a hopeless virgin. Yukana Yame, the girl in question, is disgusted by Junichi's groveling. However, through a series of teasing remarks, she soon finds herself bonding with him and ultimately accepting Junichi's confession, much to his surprise. Hajimete no Gal follows Junichi as he overcomes his lack of self-confidence and suppresses his sexual urges, all while thrust into a whole new school life full of lively girls and unpredictable mayhem. Hitsugi no Chaika. For 500 years, the taboo emperor, Arthur Gaz, ruled the Gaz Empire with an iron fist and conducted inhumane experiments on his own people. But his reign came to an end 5 years ago when mighty warriors, later known as the 8 Heroes, defeated him in a battle for the capital. His death ended the 300-year-long war between the Gaz Empire and the Alliance of 6 Nations. In the present day, Toru Akira is a former saboteur from the war who has difficulty settling into a peaceful world as he cannot find a job where he can put his fighting skills to use. An opportunity appears before him, however, when he meets a white-haired wizard named Chaika Trabant. With a coffin on her back, she is searching for the scattered remains of her father in order to give him a proper burial, and she hires Toru and her adopted sister Akira to help her. However, the 6 Nations Alliance, which has now formed the Council of 6 Nations, dispatches Alberic Gillette and his men from the Kleeman Agency to pursue and apprehend the late Emperor Gaz's daughter, Chaika. With a shocking revelation of Chaika's identity, the Akira siblings must choose between helping her gather the remains of the tyrannical emperor and upholding the peace the continent strives to maintain. Dokyu Hentai Hexerose. In a world on the verge of a great disaster that began 5 years ago, heroes who, with the help of a device called Hexerose, used the power of ecchi, age, and erotic power, Ero, to save the planet from libido-devouring monsters. Enjo Redo and Hoshino Kirara are childhood friends who have drifted apart from each other. One day, they're caught in a battle against a sensor bug that feeds on human sexual energy to evolve. After successfully taking down the enemy, they join a group of heroes like them, using the erotic power of the Hexeros Force to fight off monsters. Kanajo Okarishimasu. Genres: comedy, romance, school, shonen. Dumped by his girlfriend, emotionally shattered college student Kazuya Kinoshita attempts to appease the void in his heart through a rental girlfriend from a mobile app. At first, Chizuru Mizuhara seems to be the perfect girl with everything he could possibly ask for: great looks and a cute, caring personality. Upon seeing mixed opinions on her profile after their first date and still tormented by his previous relationship, Kazuya believes that Chizuru is just playing around with the hearts of men and leaves her a negative rating. Angry at her client's disrespect towards her, Chizuru reveals her true nature: sassy and temperamental, the complete opposite of Kazuya's first impression. At that very moment, Kazuya receives news of his grandmother's collapse and is forced to bring Chizuru along with him to the hospital. Although it turns out to be nothing serious, his grandmother is ecstatic that Kazuya has finally found a serious girlfriend, which had always been her wish. Unable to tell her the truth, Kazuya and Chizuru are forced into a fake relationship, acting as if they are truly lovers.
Alright everyone, that's it for today's video. Did you guys enjoy this list? Or find any anime you're interested in? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments, and please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're new, remember to turn on notifications for more upcoming top 10 videos.